Foreign leaders around the world right now reacting to the president's decision to get out of the Iran nuclear deal. The United States will no longer participate in this. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu saying he greatly appreciates the president's decision. Of course, he was the one who came out in that PowerPoint display there on stage, most recently showing evidence, he said, that Iran was in violation of the agreement it had already signed on to. Now, meanwhile, Iran state TV is claiming that this is, quote, illegal and undermines international agreements. In other words, the agreement that had already been signed on to. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron says France, the UK, and Germany all regret the U.S. decision to leave the deal. But I can tell you that investors don't seem to regret it so much because we're down 61. In fact, after this news broke, we even traded up a little bit, briefly touching into positive territory. So perhaps it was buy on the rumor, sell on the news. They kind of anticipated this. They saw it coming. What does it mean for the markets? What does it mean for our economy? And what does it mean for oil prices? Joining me right now, Fed Up author Danielle DiMartino Booth, along with Kingsview Asset Management CIO Scott Martin. Scott, you're down there at the CME, I see. So walk me through oil and how traders have been thinking about it. We saw most recently it had been bid up coming into today's decision. Let's see, can we get an oil board up there, guys, right now? We'll show our viewers what it's been doing, because just moments before the president took to the stage, it was trading down about 1%. Now it's trading down 2%. Logically, Scott, you'd think oil prices might go up. So what's going on here? Why are they heading south?
I think you hit it, Trish. It's the sell in news. Now, it has been really active back here while Trump was speaking, and I think that's because largely the run-up in oil that we've seen in the last couple weeks and months, Trish, was probably leading into this, believe it or not. The market tends to really like to get ahead of itself and get ahead of the news, as you said. So the reality is this probably oil-wise presents more challenges for Europe than it certainly does us. I mean, yes, we do have a lot of bottlenecks in the United States. We have, regulations that have been kicked in by the prior administration that kept a lid on a lot of the great oil production that we have on tap here in the U.S. But the reality is oil prices here still look like they have some bubbling effect to me because of the fact that we do have a worldwide demand increase going on, and we do have a little bit of a supply problem. So the fact that Iran is going off, say, offline here, at least as far as maybe what happens with these sanctions, you still have the issue with the fact that we do need to produce more here in the United States, and we do need to see prices, I believe, come back down a little bit before we hit the summer driving season, which is just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, and Danielle, you were saying you're not terribly concerned because the U.S. doesn't actually import much oil from Iran.
No.
That said, oil is a commodity. So theoretically, if the Europeans are reliant on Iran, it should have some effect on oil prices.
It should have some effect. But again, we've seen such a tremendous run-up. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we have too many inflation markers out there that are going in the wrong direction. So for households and what they pay at the pump, today is kind of great market trading action for them. I mean, just in a discussion just before I came on air, somebody was saying, my gosh, it cost me so much to fill up my gas tank. So this is good news for me.
This is good news for you?
I think so.
Okay, because you think it's, from a leadership standpoint, the right move?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, look, markets detest uncertainty. They absolutely detest uncertainty. And if we're going to stick to our word, and if the president is going to follow through, and he gave several indications, I'm going to give you a few more months. I'm going to give you a few more months. And now he tore off the Band-Aid and he said, I'm sorry.
Well, you wonder how much of this is also done for North Korea's benefit, Scott. And you notice, right? He did bring up North Korea, and he brought up Pompeo and the negotiations that are going on there, and he's hoping he can make the world a safer place. Do you think, in your view, part of this, and as Danielle points out, the markets don't like uncertainty, is about providing some certainty, not just to the markets, but to the world, to other world leaders, that we mean what we say?
As much as we can, Trish. Now, I was thinking about that. We got a lot of political safety type irons in the fire here. We've got North Korea. Trade with China, which steals our ideas daily and exploits them. We've talked about maybe renegotiating NAFTA, which is better for the American worker and American consumer. You've got TPP, which we've taken on. I mean, you've got a lot of fires here that we've got to deal with. And to Danielle's point, she's right about the Iran imports. But think about it this way, guys. If there is that amount of oil that's taken off the market with what's going on against Iran now, who's going to pick up that slack? Maybe it is Saudi Arabia and how they deal with Europe, and maybe that's that's what helps
I'm
keep a lid
jump
on prices here.
Because we've suddenly seen losses accelerate here on the Dow as we look at a market that's now off 150 points. Any sense of what has triggered that? Scott, I'll throw it back to you.
It looks like it's one of those sell the kind of maybe fact, too. I think, Trish, when you leave the traders to kind of digest things after, Trump makes these speeches, they tend to kind of pick things out that say, hey, maybe the fact that we're not going to get cooperation from Europe on this, because that was one hope that I was reading about this morning was maybe Europe was going to get some religion here and come along with us. The fact that Macron did mention that he was disappointed that the U.S. is pulling out, maybe that's a reaction to his comment.
Your thoughts?
I would tend to agree with that completely. I mean, it's disturbing to see because these are our closest allies, and we do a ton of business, and we protect these countries as well. So it's very disappointing to see that.
I'm going to take the other side of that because but Macron wanted this. I mean, this is one of the reasons why he was here, right? Along with Merkel, they all were trying to convince the president to stay.
And again, look at all of the terrorism in these countries. You would think that it would behoove them to have this deal be pulled on our part because they are, as has been mentioned throughout the show, they are where terrorism is born.
Well, it would give them cover, perhaps, to move forward and follow suit. Go ahead.
And ladies, that could be just talk, right, from Macron initially, just to kind of maybe appease the French citizens.
Right.
Maybe Germany and France will come out in a couple days and say, you know what, the U.S. is right. I mean, I agree, Danielle, with all the kissing that was going on with Trump and Macron, I'd be surprised if this didn't come up at some point, even with Angela Merkel when she was in town, that, hey, guys, we're pulling out of this deal and we want you to come with us, and that was discussed and probably somewhat agreed upon at some degree.
Oh, all right, well, watch and see. Thank you so much, Danielle and Scott. Good to have you here. Pretty historic day.